Alright there you guys again, welcome to another one of my live videos guys, and today I'm going to be officially updating you on some more latest news, transfers and gossip. Obviously, as I said, by today I expected Manchester United to have a player or two at least on the board, as I told you the other day, by today, which is Sunday. But obviously that hasn't materialised and it hasn't planned out just as yet, but I did say obviously LA Galaxy is coming up in a few weeks, the US Tours are coming up as well. And I expect Manchester United to have a player or two on the board by the US Tours, because it would be very beneficial, to bond well together, and plus in training coming up as well. Well, there. But yeah, more stuff has updated. I'm going to be updating you on it now. As you can see on my main headlines, is about Rooney not leaving Manchester United. A lot of fans do want Wayne Rooney to leave Manchester United, as he can no longer develop himself more, or he's got nothing else to currently offer. He's currently been at the club for over a decade. He's won every single domestic cup, and he has achieved well, and he's currently the all-time top scorer, so he deserves some credit and credibility for that. But as I said, he's won every single domestic cup, he's been at the club for over a decade, and he's achieved what he's achieved with Manchester United. And I said it's time that someone else needs to get the number 10 shirt. We need someone who's going to operate that number 10 role. And I don't think Rooney is beneficial anymore. But according to reports, guys, I have just read about Wayne Rooney, that currently the Old Trafford chef has currently offered him a 10 million goodbye package. Rooney has currently rejected this counter reports, and he determined that he still wants to play under Mourinho and stay at Manchester United and extend his contract. But Wayne Rooney said this would be beneficial to him, and he can earn triple the amount of money that's been offered by the Old Trafford chef. He currently insisted, Wayne Rooney, that he does want £30 million for this. So it looks like Wayne Rooney is not determined to leave, because Manchester United are basically trying to force him out of the club. And I think last season he scored around about 8 goals. But he's delivered the goods over the years. He's scored lovely, fantastic goals. And he's currently on £300,000 a week. And then there's been teams in there. People have favoured him and moved to China. There's all been talks about him going back to Everton, where he began his career. There's been talks about him going... Stoke have been in there. West Ham have been in there as well about Wayne Rooney, but what team can afford his £300,000 a week? I do not know, but basically he needs to get out of the club. So that's the latest news basically about Wayne Rooney. So it looks like he's, in relation to him, I've liked him over the years, he's been fantastic, but in reality, and I want him to go now and depart, but in reality it looks like he's going to be staying at Manchester United according to the report I've just read. But basically now, as I know that Ibrahimovic has left Manchester United, he led the lines fantastically well last season, 28 goals, and delivered the goods at the right moments in the final of the in the League Cup, Cunit Shield, and he was absolutely fantastic. And it's been an absolute privilege to have Zlatan Ibrahimovic. It's been a privilege, but he has confirmed now he has left Manchester United as Zlatan Ibrahimovic after suffering that injury against Anderlecht. I think that was due to why he's left as well. It was depending on how his fitness went. But yeah, we know that Zlatan Ibrahimovic has left now. And also, as I said, Marcus Rashford has got young talent, experience. He's not ready to lead the lines just as yet though, but he did lead the lines well, fantastically well last season. Some games he wasn't as good, but he did lead the lines well last season after Zlatan Ibrahimovic injury. But he's only young. He's still got stuff to improve on his game. His finishing needs to improve on his game, but he's quick, he's fast, he's got good genuine pace, and he's good at getting through the channels. But I think as I'm going to update you now, the latest news about Alvaro Morata, guys. Yes, as I said, Perez had said they hadn't been in full negotiations about this. He's currently had his wedding before. He's currently been on his honeymoon. He'd currently urged and rushed off his honeymoon to go back to Madrid, because he's considering that he wants to make a move to Manchester United, does Alvaro Morata. He's been one of our main priorities, and I said the past experience with Mourinho and Pogba would be very beneficial for Manchester United. He's currently determined he wants to leave Real Madrid, with the irregular starts that he's been getting, but he can score goals. He's good at physically going around defenders. Because Madrid's built all around Ronaldo, and when Ronaldo's there, Morata can't really get a game in there. So But as I said, this should be announced, I don't know when, but Morata case should be announced before the US tours. It still looks like that it is going to happen. I think the transfer fee is we could be end up paying around 60, just over the 60 odd million price for Morata. Real Madrid could look more in the region that they want £70 million for him, but whatever he pay for him, it'd be fantastic, to get that second player announced on the board. But I did say this could be announced by Monday or Tuesday. But I think this is according to him, the deal's been delayed, with the honeymoon and that. Negotiations have took a while. We all expected to have Morata right now on the board, but it still looks more than likely. Obviously, Chelsea have been in there for Alvaro Morata as well in the final hurdle, but it looks like he's coming to Manchester United, so I have no concerns about that. He's nearly guaranteed that he will be making a move to Manchester United, which is fantastic news. But I did say we need a backup striker there. I don't think Morata is enough. Oh yeah, people have said, yeah, we've got Martial, but some people say you could put him in a central role, but with Martial, I said he needs to grow into his game more. He is still only young. He needs to gain a bit more experience. We've currently got him from Monaco as well, and he's basically one of the world's most expensive teenagers is Martial. But to push him forward, Martial is best on that left-hand side for the time being. He's best on that left-hand side for the time being. You can't push him forward as yet until he dramatically improves on his game. But it was fantastic news that I couldn't see Mourinho sanction him to Arsenal. And, not many players would do that, publicly come out and tweet, he's poured cold water on the speculation as Martial and said it's false rumours and accusations about this situation of him going to Arsenal, and it was talks of £40 million. So that was fantastic. But Martial, we all know he still needs to improve on his game. Because last season he did get praised and admired for some of his performances, especially in the Burnley game where he performed fantastically well, Antonio Martial. But he still needs to improve Antonio Martial, because he does struggle sometimes, Antonio Martial, to read his game. But I think he will grow into his game and he will develop himself more, and he'll become probably one of the world's best players in world football as he gets more time under his belt. But yeah, we do need another striker with Morata there, because we need them reinforced up front, because obviously, as I said, with Ibrahimovic leaving, Rooney's not good enough now. Martial's not fully ready yet. As I said, he needs to improve on his game. So whether it's Lukaku, whether it's possibly Belotti, Lukaku, I do like him. He's been linked with Chelsea. He's a big game bottler, and he's not very consistent or competitive against the big teams, but he can lead the lines and he can score goals. He's a good, fantastic goal scorer. So he wouldn't be one of my main priorities or first choice, but some United fans may, on their perspective, may have different opinions that they'd like Lukaku to come into the club. So if we were to get Morata and Lukaku in, that would cost maybe 160, 170 million maybe for them too, if we were to get Lukaku on the board as well. But we'll have to, and he's got an awful first touch as well, Lukaku, because I've watched quite a bit of him during his Everton and Belgium as well, Lukaku. So we'll see what happens about that. But I said we do need another striker in there, because I don't think one's good enough. Because you see, if you saw examples of last season, we had a lot of clinical chances, didn't take them. A squad rotation needs to improve, as home form definitely needs to improve as well. Right there, guys. But as you can see, we do need them reinforcements up front, because if we had injury problems last season as well, because if one gets injured, say Morata comes just a striker and Rashford is a striker, Morata gets injured, and then we've only got a striker that's possible there, and that's Rashford, who's got young talent experience, but he's not ready to lead the lines just as yet. And Martial's there, but he's going to stay on the left, I presume. So he needs to grow into his game more. So we'll have problems in that asset if that does happen. So I think that we do need a backup striker behind Alvaro Morata for definite. Whoever it will be, it still would be ideal for Manchester United. And the latest news about Ivan Perisic, guys. Yes. As I told you guys, it's been stemming from numerous reports about Ivan Perisic, but I do like him. He is one of Inter Milan's standout players. I think he scored 11 goals last season and 11 assists. He didn't witness a good campaign last season. He had a lacklustre campaign. I think they currently finished 7th in Serie A. They had to comply with their financial fair play on the 30th of June, which has just gone. But the UEFA required UEFA, what do they call it, required them to offload some players, so Inter Milan could raise some money into the club. But according to reports in recent weeks, they have made some small deals. So basically, they have been having financial troubles. But basically now, with these small deals, according to reports in recent weeks, that they have no intentions now of basically they don't have to sell Ivan Perisic because they're looking to raise money in the club, as I said. Obviously, new Chinese owners, they've just took up Inter Milan as well, new Chinese owners, rich owners as well. But basically, they're willing to keep Ivan Perisic, but Ivan Perisic has insisted that he does want to make a move to the Premier League and that this deal now could be earned back on. Because before it was basically off because they were calling to them they were going to take him off the transfer market. They were going to try and offer him a new contract, but obviously Ivan Perisic has not gone along with this and has insisted he wants to make a move to the Premier League. We could get him for the price tag that we basically wanted him to get him for quite a while. The 26 million or 30 million pound, whatever it was. But I did say he's rated about that player. Rated a player is Ivan Perisic of 30 million because he's not Galactico. He doesn't set the world alight. He can improve a squad, but he can't improve a starting 11. But he's very skillful. He's good in the air. He's good at physically going around defenders. He can score goals and and controls the ball well. And he's good at holding onto the ball as well. And he's got good electrifying pace, so he'd be ideal. That'd be fantastic to help and support Martial as well for Ivan Perisic. But I did say he does insist to move, that he wants to make a move to Manchester United, to the Premier League. But Inter Milan had a price tag set out of that £44 million. As I did say, he was not worth that. Manchester United were currently not meeting up with that because we do know that he's not worth that kind of money. So that could possibly still be happening, that Ivan Perisic is coming. Also, the latest news about Fabinho, guys. Yes, about Fabinho. It's been stemming for quite a while. Di Marzio announced this to a respected journalist that he was basically being in favours with Paris Saint-Germain to go to Paris Saint-Germain, currently Monaco's rivals. But basically, in my opinion, why would he have intentions of leaving Monaco? They've just won the La Liga for the first time in nearly 2 decades, progressed to the Champions League semi-final also, and pimped Paris Saint-Germain to the title. It's their current rivals as well. If he was basically willing to move Fabinho, he'd want to go abroad, It'd be fantastic for him to come and experience the Premier League. Paris Saint-Germain have been in advanced talks for him for quite the last 4 or 5 days, and it's been in their favour that they could get him on the board. But before, the Italian journalist had said Manchester United are close to completing a deal with Fabinho. But then after that, Paris Saint-Germain had currently entered the race, and it was favourable that he was going to go to Paris Saint-Germain. They'd agreed personal terms, and then a deal hadn't been fully announced. But then, according to reports, a 39 million bid had been rejected by Monaco from Paris Saint-Germain. So I'm not quite sure what's happening with Fabinho. It still could be likely that he could still be determined to make a move to Manchester United. He's looking for that reunion with Mourinho when he had it at Real Madrid on that loan deal. But Fabinho's fantastic, score goals, very tenacious, can improve the midfield because we are lacking depth in that midfield as well. He can improve midfield. He can also play as a converted right back as well, can Fabinho. But I think Fabinho said it was a tempting invitation to come to Manchester United, and he did ask what his squad roll number were going to be. So that could be possible signs that he still is determined to make a move to Manchester United. But I'm not quite sure. More things will update about Fabinho, but I do really like him. He's good in the air, controls the ball well, holds the ball well. He's a good athlete, so basically he's got everything to bring that agenda to Manchester United as Fabinho. So we'll see what happens about that, guys. And yes, latest news about Nemanja Matic. As I said, he doesn't compliment Fabinho. He doesn't compliment Nainggolan. He could develop himself well if he does make a move to Manchester United, but basically the deal has been delayed at this moment in time. It's been delayed. There was talks about £40 million. He was due a medical on Monday. According to reports, it was going to be announced in the next 48 hours what was going to be happening. But now I think it's depending on the negotiations with Bakayoko from Monaco, Chelsea's, and their deal is depending on whether Matic comes to Manchester United. I said it wouldn't be my first choice. He has reservations about his game. £40 million too much. I class him as an underwhelming player. He's a Chelsea reject. He's easily predictable. Had irregular starts with Chelsea last season, only made 3 or 4 appearances. But he's still one of Jose Mourinho's main priorities, is Nemanja Matic. So he wouldn't be my first choice. But if we were to get Matic and someone else there, it would be beneficial and still ideal there. Michael Carrick is good as a backup plan. He does hold the defensive midline well, but he's good as a backup plan. But you see with the Real Madrid players that are available, as I said, with Gareth Bale, he could be still available. He's a Galactico player. He's very, very good in the air. Could he be leaving Real Madrid? Possibly. There's still talks about him that Gareth Bale could still leave Real Madrid. He could still leave Real Madrid, but the amount of players the Real Madrid players that we've been linked to, this could mean David De Gea could leave. I don't know if he's leaving. He's potentially the world's best keeper in the world. You can understand if he doesn't want to leave. He's born in Madrid. He has friends in Madrid. He has relatives in Madrid as well, does David De Gea. And his girlfriend's in Madrid, as I just said, but there's been talks, if he does depart the club, about Joe Hart coming for an alternative placement. Why would we want Joe Hart? I don't rate him. I don't think he's that much of an impressive goalkeeper. And plus City are rivals. So 1, he's a City keeper. 2, I think he's a clown. And 3, I don't think he's a good goalkeeper. So to me, it wouldn't be beneficial if we was to get Joe Hart if David De Gea was to leave the club. So David De Gea may still be leaving. I'm not quite sure what's going to be happening yet. Well, guys, we'll have to see what happens. But Gareth Bale could be still available. He would be fantastic, because I do really, really highly rate Gareth Bale. Basically though with Madrid, he has only had irregular starts because he's been injured. He's injury prone, so that's basically the only reason. But you could say to yourself, why would these players want to leave Real Madrid if they've won 3 Champions League in 4 seasons? They've currently won the La Liga last season as well. But obviously Morata wants to leave because he's not getting enough starts and he thinks he can work well on Jose Mourinho. Not too sure about Gareth Bale. Obviously he hasn't had enough starts because of the injury that he suffered. But yeah, Gareth Bale could be still possible. Also, basically, guys, Ousmane Dembele could be available because I do really like him. Last season, I think he made 31 appearances in Bundesliga, scored 6 goals, but he's one of the highest prospects in the world. He's going to be in the top 2, top 3 when Ronaldo and Messi retire. He's very good in the air, very tenacious, very, very fast, got good genuine pace. He's an efficient finisher as well. He's very reliable and he would deliver the goods, and he plays fantastic for France as well. And according to reports, he's snubbed Barcelona because Barcelona have showed their interest in Dembele. So if we can go for him, we should be there first in the queue to get the likes of players of that calibre of Dembele in. Right, guys. And there's also been these talks about what's going on about this Alexis Sanchez. I do really highly rate Alexis Sanchez. It's basically Arsenal's best player. There's been talks that it's Pep Guardiola's number 1 solution. He's currently worked with Pep Guardiola in the past with Barcelona, looking to be reunited. But Alexis Sanchez, I don't know if he's determined to leave Arsenal. There's been talks about this. Currently, Arsenal are not determined or not willing to sell Alexis Sanchez because he's their best players and he does deliver the goods to Arsenal and scored I think it was about 31 goals last season. He's very good in the air. He makes a massive impact to his game. Very composed, very energetic, good electrifying pace, good at getting through the channels as well. Is Alexis Sanchez, and he's a very strong athlete, and his advanced role is at number 7. Manchester City could be getting on the board. There's been talks about Aguero maybe going to Arsenal. But this could go against Arsenal, as I said. Alexis Sanchez did not intend to win two FA Cups in 3 seasons with Arsenal. He didn't really intend that. With a player of his calibre, he's expecting to be challenging at the top and, going for leagues and stuff, which Arsenal don't do. They always bottle it, towards the end of the season. They always they always lose their nerve, do Arsenal. So, yeah, there could be talks about that. The Sanchez could be leaving Arsenal because it was a similar scenario to Manchester. Robin van Persie came to Manchester United because Arsenal wasn't doing very well, and it was all about the money as well. Because football is mainly about money, as we do all know, guys, financial and stuff. Football is about money. But Van Persie did come to Manchester United and became one of the best strikers in the Premier League and developed himself well. And he was a fantastic finisher and basically won us a title in 2013. I'm going to be definitely honest with you. And I think he scored 30 goals for Manchester United in that season. And then I think he went. Did he go to Fenerbahce after that? I'm not quite sure. But whether Alexis Sanchez is departing Arsenal or not, I do not know. Would that be beneficial for Arsenal? Some fans may think it is, some fans may think it's not, because they're basically now on the verge of getting Lacazette on the board as well, who I still do highly rate. I think he scored over 30 goals last season as well. Arsenal basically on the verge of getting him. He is a good player, he's Lacazette. He is good, he's quick, good at getting through the channels as well, and he's a good finisher, and he's got that finishing product. And I said it could go against Arsenal in this transfer window, as they have not got Champions League football to offer, because Champions League's always important. If to get top players in that you want in the summer. But yeah, it's always important to get them players that you want in the summer, and we'll see what happens. With the youth, I'm not sure, as I said, what's happening with Foster Mensah, whether he'll be going out on a loan deal. Not sure what's happening with Pereira. Maybe he might get the chance in the US tours as well. But yeah, guys, we'll see what happens. And Rooney, I don't think he's determined to leave either. And I think Manchester United, with that number 7 role, I'm not quite sure what's going to be happening in that number 7 role, whether Manchester United are going to keep it vacant. From a commercial point of view, really would want to keep it vacant, but I'm not quite sure what's going to be happening with that. And Ander Herrera, as I said, he dramatically improved under Mourinho. I think he was a bit slow. I don't think he was on his game with Van Gaal, but I think under Mourinho, quite a few players have improved dramatically. And Herrera does hold the line well. I think he needs to be pushed up more, to express himself more under Herrera, to attack more and have that attacking flair and spirit. I think one of his best games came last season against Chelsea when he was man-marking Hazard fantastically well. But it's good that Herrera rejected Barcelona's £60 million it was offered. He rejected that, which is fantastic. So he's loyal, and he's decent, and it's good for him for the sake of staying at Manchester United, because I think he may get that captain's armband next season also. So yeah, so we're lacking depth in that mid. That needs to improve, and also we need a pacey winger. And I do have concerns at that left back as well. As I said, we've looked into left backs. Luke Shaw, I'd still give him another chance, as he did receive criticism last season, but I would still give Luke Shaw another chance there. We've looked into a few left backs. We've looked into that Kieran Tierney from Celtic, one of their star players last season. He's a good attacking outlet. He's got that killer instinct, and basically he participated well for Celtic, winning the Scottish Premiership, which they do mainly every year. They're the basically dominant force in Scotland anyway, Celtic. So there were talks about if he comes, Luke Shaw could depart. I'm not quite sure about that. But obviously, players that I do intend that I want to leave. I want Fellaini to go. I want someone who's got the ability to be more attacking and defensive. Fellaini hasn't got it. Ashley Young, I want him to go as well. He's too easily predictable as well. Ashley Young, his main role was that left hand side, but after a while he came easily predictable. He was struggling to beat a fullback and that. And Ashley Young, no, I think he needs to go anywhere, guys. Smalling or Jones definitely need to go. Maybe both of them may go, but I think Smalling needs to go as well. But I think 4 players have officially left anywhere, guys. I think Josh Harrop, Ibrahimovic, and another 2 players as well, but I can't remember the names, have left. But yeah, guys, we'll see how it plans out. And it's good that Jose Mourinho is creating youth into the team to bolster the youth academy up, because he has brought what's his name, Traore, the ex-PSG academy. He's brought him in. I think he's agreed a 3-year deal or something like that. He's also looked into Martin D. Run from Middlesbrough as well. You know, he's bringing a few youths into the team, you know, it's good for them, you know, so they can gain more experience at such a big club like Manchester United. So that's good news as well. Obviously, Serie A currently bossing his transfer window at the moment, guys, as they are getting players in. But there's a lot of players that are basically, there's a lot of teams, that are facing a lot of financial problems. As I said, one of them are Inter Milan. I think AC Milan are facing it as well. I think Roma are facing it as well. There's quite a lot of teams that are having financial troubles at the moment. I've just read about that, guys, as well. Also, Galatasaray are as well. Yeah, guys, that's basically everything to update you with, guys. And when more things updated, or if anything is fully announced, I will be notifying you guys about that. Hope you enjoyed my time company today as usual. Drop a like on the video and take it easy. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.